About what is your reaction to the Supreme Court actually overturning Roe versus Wade?
Well, I think with the leak, I think this is a day that a lot of people have anticipated. Me personally, I am ecstatic. I think that this is correcting an incorrect ruling that the Supreme Court should have never made from the beginning. This was never the Supreme Court's decision to be made. This was actually a decision that should be made by the people of their respective states. As a result of this ruling, the decision is now going to be turned back over to the states where it should be correctly determined.
Right. Now, Governor Youngkin just said in his statement he wants to, he kind of topped a group of lawmakers to hash out legislation on this, but said for January. Would you like to see a special session held on this and have this addressed immediately?
Well, I agree that we need folks to have a moment to allow this ruling to set in. And I agree that January is the time that we need to have cooler heads to prevail. And I think January, when we're supposed to be citizen legislators, we're not year-round legislators. We have to return back to our districts. A lot of us work. And so I think January is a good time to allow us to come together, talk to our constituents back home, and determine what's the best course of action going forward so it can be better thought out. And I think January is the right time for that.
How likely is it for abortions to be banned in Virginia?
Well, I would say that honestly, it's with a Democrat Senate, we're going to see the same thing that we saw in a number of the initiatives, including the gas tax that we so wanted to pass for Virginians. We wanted to pass the gas tax, but Senate Democrats did prevent that from occurring. So I think what's going to happen, I think it's probably not likely that would pass in Virginia. We do have a couple of Senate Democrats who are on the fence regarding who could go our way on the life issue. And just to be clear, I am a 100% pro-life candidate. I was elected in 2015, re-elected in 2019 as an unapologetically pro-life candidate who believes in due process for the unborn. And I really think that's what this is about. Whenever this ruling took place, I believe our federal judges realized that this was really a political decision and not one to be handled in the courts. And so we want Virginians to be making these decisions. We are elected by the people in the Senate, in the House. These are decisions that are to be made by Virginians and representatives who represent them, not unelected federal judges.
Now, obviously, while a complete ban on abortion isn't likely to pass, as you point out, in Virginia, people have been waiting for this decision for a long time, and they want to see some action from pro-life legislators like yourself in some cases. So what do you want to see introduced as legislation in January?
Well, I know that this past January, I actually carried a pain-capable bill, which acknowledges the science that babies can feel pain at 20 weeks. And there's discussions on who is the right legislator to carry this legislation, and those are conversations that are already being had with the governor's office. And we will be introducing legislation coming up in January, and there will be like I said, I'm 100% pro-life. There are other legislators that would like to see where we can find agreement. Number one, abortion should never be used as contraception. We do not believe in late-term abortion. We think that's inhumane. And I would also like to point out, this past General Assembly session, we actually passed legislation to protect the humane treatment of beagles. And so I think we need to talk about the humane treatment of babies. And I think that's an important discussion. We can find bipartisan support to improve the laws that we have right now. My concern right now is that we need to ensure that everybody keeps a cool head on their shoulders, You know, I certainly support the right to express your First Amendment rights, to express how you feel about this decision that was made. But I just encourage Virginians to be thoughtful, to be respectful, and to disagree in a way that is not destruction, not destroying property, not the looting and the looting that we saw on the streets of Richmond. That hurts Virginians, and so we need to peacefully, if you choose to peacefully protest, you know, that's certainly your right as a Virginian and American, but do so peacefully.
What message do you have for folks who now feel like their right to choose is at risk right now?
Well, I would just say this. In January, the General Assembly will adjourn. It will be January 11th this year. And you have time now to talk to your elected state senators and members in the House of Representatives. When we go back in January, we will take up legislation, take up bills, the Pain Capable bill, and those decisions, those bills will come before the House and the Senate and ultimately be signed by Governor Youngkin. And so, you know, I've heard a lot of extreme talk from Nancy Pelosi earlier today, and many of her outrageous claims are really political in nature. And so I would say this: call your representative, call your state senator, your member in the House of Representatives. I can tell those who elected me not once but twice, I'm 100% pro-life. I will support legislation that is pro-life legislation, as I have in the past, the heartbeat bill, any type of pro-life legislation, I will support. You know, we need to still remind people, all life is valuable. All life is valuable and deserves due process, born and unborn. And so this gives us the opportunity in Virginia to do that. And so,
I actually just saw a push alert from the Washington Post saying Youngkin would support a 15-week abortion ban in Virginia with certain exceptions. Would you support that, and what do you think about that push?
well, I think it recognizes the science. And that's, if we're going to talk about science, let's talk about science. What we want to do is make sure that we move the ball forward as far as giving babies the due process that they deserve. Every Virginian deserves due process, born and unborn. And so that's what I'm going to support. Any legislation that supports due process, I'm going to support it.
I mean, just to reiterate, you sort of just spoke to it there, but why do you think that passing something like that would matter in Virginia? Like, why does it matter?
Well, I think right now what we see, and as a result, I mean, a lot of businesses have come to me and said, you know, we're short workers. Not just in not just in healthcare, not just in construction, but across our state and even across our country. And we have been killing millions of babies, not giving them any due process, just simply they have basically no rights. And so the Constitution is to protect the rights. It talks about the right to life in the Constitution. And so I think this measure actually restores justice and is what the Founding Fathers intended initially whenever it was created. And it's all about due process. It's all about, number one, returning this decision from the federal government to the states, the federal courts to the states, where the decision should be made. The decision should be made by elected representatives, not judges, not federal judges that were not elected by the people. And so we will have discussions with our constituents. I've already been elected twice as a pro-life legislator. It's my conscience. I believe that life begins at conception, and that every life is fearfully and wonderfully made. And I'm going to do everything I can as a legislator who is representing my district, Chesterfield, Colonial Heights, and Amelia. I will be standing for life in January.
Was there anything else that you wanted to say? I think you...
Not a word. Let's don't want to talk about guns. Let's just go.
Thank you.